Alright, let's see if we can do this with the space I have remaining, because I just realized that I don't have a lot. But, I think this is its own video. At the end of kind of a really hectic work week for me, I need to actually total up all the hours I worked, but it was a lot. I was probably, let's see, probably close to 50, if I had to guess, but I don't know. But my bag is kind of a mess right now. So what I'm doing is sort of an EDC thing, kind of showing you what I use, but also for me, it's also to figure out what in the world I have in my bag right now and decide what I need to keep with me and what I don't, what I can get rid of. The first thing I'm actually going to show is my phone. My phone travels with me pretty much everywhere. It's kind of indispensable. It's very important. I'm using the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. I got a used version after the 10 came out, because that's when prices dropped, and because I wanted the 9 for a couple of reasons. One, I had heard good things about it, but two, because the latest, the 10, doesn't have a headphone jack anymore. And as an audio professional, at least sometimes, I really need that headphone jack. The other thing that the next thing I'm going to show is actually the camera position here, because this goes in my bag all the time. I'm going to take a picture of it that I can then put up somewhere in this area. This is the I just completely lost the name. The Insta360 ONE X, that's right. A 360-degree camera. Sitting on top of a selfie stick that has, again, let's get the table back so I can get a good shot of this whole thing. Chunk. A selfie stick with a tripod that can also be attached. And yes, I bought those specifically to kind of start doing this vloggy content, and so I've been carrying them with me so that when I get the urge, I can just pull out the camera and start vlogging things. So that's all, and on topic, I also have Breath of the Wild noises that my phone makes, because I thought that was fun. Actually, because one of my coworkers had some, and I was like, you know what, I want that. That's in Do Not Disturb mode, so that won't happen again. Also, for camera stuff, I carry this with me. This is just a little, I don't even know, this one happens to be small rig, but this is a clamp that you can attach to pretty much anything, and then the camera screws onto the threads there, and I use that in the car mostly. I clamp this onto the rear view mirror, and that's how I'm doing the in the car shots, is with one of them. And so that carries with me. Another recent addition is a water bottle. Not the water bottle, not a water bottle. I've been carrying a water bottle for a while, but specifically this water bottle, a nice Contigo and branded RoadQuest, because I really like Loading Ready Run. They make a lot of good stuff, and I enjoy watching it. And then they was in the market for a new bottle just about the time that they put this one out, so I got it. And this one's currently empty because I haven't filled it from yesterday, but that's my water bottle that I'm currently carrying with me. Then I have this bag, just kind of a little toiletry bag that I got from somewhere, that I have full of toiletry and kind of medical items. So, for example, I've got Aleve in case I need it. I've got off-brand Tums because I need antacid a lot. This one's actually almost empty. What I do is I buy a bulk pack that's actually somewhere else in my house, and then I fill this bottle up with the bulk one. I need to have a better diet because my everything in here is bad. Because of the season, I also have cough drops that I've been carrying with me. I have vitamin C drops. I kind of enjoy them. I don't think I want to keep them in the bag, though, because they're not really useful in there. I do have a small first aid kit that's just got some bandages and some tape in it. Nothing major. I think it might have some gauze. But yeah, and a CPR mask. So just a very small kit that I keep with me. Swiss safe, obviously. And then the rest of this is actually more actual toiletry type stuff. I've got some deodorant if I need it, some spray-on deodorant if I need to go over the clothes rather than kind of in the pits. Some gum. This is watermelon flavor, but I like watermelon. And some these disposable toothbrush things that I bought this one pack a long time ago, and I've used 2 of the 4 and it expired in November of 2018. So I don't probably use this as often as I should, but it's mostly for, I just had garlic and now I'm meeting with a new client or something. And those all live in this smaller bag here so that I can pull it out separately and not have to rifle through everything. This is interesting. Let's talk about this. This is a side bag, as you can see. This fits on my hip. It is missing some things. Oh, that's not great. Cool, I may have lost my multi-tool. That's good to know. Fun. It is coming apart as well, and this is why I'm missing stuff, because they will just leap out of it. So I'm in the thought process now of trying to change all this, upgrade, get something different. We'll see how that works. But I have, obviously, a mag light, purple, because I have a theme, a pen, a couple of Sharpies in black and silver, and then this is actually a blue flashlight, pen light, really, that is kind of helpful. So I think I've just discovered the first thing that I'm going to get rid of. It also has, because important, again, sound professional, this little adapter here, because most hookups for audio, 3.5mm hookups to plug in headphones or to plug into a sound system, can't fit in this jack in the case that I have. So I have this little adapter which extends it out just enough that I can plug in neatly, and that always travels with me as well. In fact, I have a couple of these. We'll find another one in a little bit. So yeah, that's this pack, which is going in the garbage. So it's not going on the table because I'm going to get rid of it. And I'll probably be without for a little bit until I decide exactly how I want to live my life going forward. I have a notebook. Having a notebook is always a good thing. I haven't used as much of this notebook as I thought I had. But always good to have paper to take notes on. I have my gloves that are useful for a whole bunch of things. These are Goat brand because about 9 months ago, last September, I got a gig where I was hired on to be their rail operator, which is a lot of pulling ropes. And so I decided that I wanted to get myself some good roping gloves, so I went to the local farm supply store and looked at their supply and decided on these. And then when I got to the gig, not only was I not doing a lot of rail movements, actually, and anything I was doing was cut, the show was a mess, but also most of what I was doing was actual fly operation, actually having people in the air. And the guy teaching us fly op was like, please don't use gloves. I need you to have a better tactile feel for what's happening on the ropes because people's lives are in your hand. So I ended up not using them for that, but I have used them since, and they're actually very comfortable, and I like them. I have my Don't Hit Me vest, which I use, and you've probably seen if I've vlogged walking home at night, because there is a couple of busy streets between where I live and where I work. I like to have this on to make sure traffic doesn't hit me when I'm walking home late at night wearing black clothes because I'm a technician. So, bought that as soon as I got the job and have used it since, and it's best $10 I've ever spent. I haven't been hit yet. Not saying that I would have without it. I have another flashlight in here. This one is actually a UV flashlight. Helpful mostly not for looking at things, so I'm very careful where I use it, but actually in theater there is a product used quite often called glow tape, which is well, it can be whatever size you want, but it's just tape that has a glow-in-the-dark property to it, which is great, except glow-in-the-dark, this kind of luminescence, comes from UV reactivity, basically. It reacts to the ultraviolet rays, soaks those in, and then gives them off as light later. Again, the show that I actually bought the gloves for, we had this tape all over the stage, but the entire plot was LED lights, which don't produce ultraviolet. So none of our glow tape charged, ever. So I bought one of these for myself and used it, and it worked, and then as a gift to the rest of the crew backstage, I bought them all one too, and so we would go through every night and just be using our UV lights and charging all of the glow tape before the show and during intermission. There were stairs everywhere and steps and just dangerous things, so there's glow tape all over the place. So those were very handy for that. I haven't had much use for them since, but I keep one with me just in case. Also, on the topic of tools, I have a C-wrench, which just always have a C-wrench. I decided to go for the 8-inch wrench, just because it gives me a bit more leverage, but you have to be careful with this if you're doing lighting stuff, because it's very easy to over-tighten a clamp with this, and then you break things. So don't go 6 inches if you're getting your first C-wrench for being a lighting person, electrician, or stagehand. That's go for 6 inches unless you know what you're doing and you are confident that you won't break anything with the 8-incher. But I don't always use this for lighting because I also have a mega wrench here, mega combo wrench from the Light Source Inc. And this was like $10. It is very precisely milled aluminum, and it has jacks for it has spots for the 3 important bolts on your standard C-clamp. That's, of course, the bolt that connects it to the light itself. That's this hex bolt here. The main bolt that tightens it down to the bar, that's the square on the inside, and then this little one here for the F nut, or the F bolt. And you'll notice that both of these have a piece of tie line attached to them, and that's so that I can loop it around my wrist maybe twice. If I'm working in the air or above somebody and I accidentally drop it, it's not going to fall on the person's head below me. So safety cable, basically a safety strap, very important for tools that may be used up high. So that's why those are there. I also have a measuring tape, just a cheap little 16-foot one, and the tiniest little ratcheting screwdriver you've ever seen. I probably need to get a bigger one of these because this one's kind of tough to work with sometimes. But it's the one that I have, so it's the one that I bring with me right now. And then just some purple E-tape, because again, I have a theme. Actually, no, this isn't E-tape. This is even cooler. This is purple gaff tape. This is a little 1-inch roll of purple gaff tape. This is Pro Gaff, which is my favorite brand of gaff, and it's just in a personal, pocketable size. I haven't had reason to use it yet, but when I knew it was available, I knew I wanted some, so I bought it. And that's what that's for. That, I think, is all of the kind of hardware stuff. Oh, no, I do carry separate and loose. I do have a few highlighters that also have Post-it flags built into them, because sometimes you need to flag a script and highlight a script, and so that's what those are for. Those just travel in the bag rather than in the pouch. And then I also... Oh, I forgot about this. This is a camera thing again. This one specifically came with a selfie stick and such that this camera is sitting on, but this is to attach a phone to it. So if I ever need to do that, I just kind of have that adapter with me for sometimes I might need it. I haven't yet, but just in case I do, that travels with me. Now kind of electronic things. I don't always have this in my bag, but I did this week and do when I'm working with the client I worked with this weekend, is my computer. This is a Microsoft Surface Go. I do have the pen, which I use mostly just on my own because I like to doodle, but I don't actually art, but I like to scratch things. And I got the blue accessory package, and then on the back I actually have a purple D-brand skin, D-brand being people who make a bunch of skins and such, just to kind of differentiate it, because again, if you have a theme and you buy every color in the same theme, then people know what stuff's yours. And so it might sound silly to kind of distill yourself into, and then purple is my color. That kind of doesn't feel good. But even if you don't put my name on this, people who know me, which are the people I work with, if they see there's a purple computer, or there's a purple wrench, this one kind of has some purple light on it, but this one very purple, or there's purple tape, or a purple flashlight, they know that that's mine, because I'm the guy who has all the purple stuff. So that's kind of my thought process there. I do have the charging cable for my Surface Go here, and then some accessories for it. In this little pouch, I carry 2 different USB dongles, one that's just USB to HDMI, and then another multi-dongle that's, or USB-C I guess specifically, USB-C to HDMI, 3 USB 3 ports, and a network interface. I use this one more often. This is the first one I bought that I might actually give away to somebody else, now that I think about it. Also in this bag, I believe, if it's still in here, it is not. Great. Cool. That's not good. I had another one of these little extender majiggers in this bag at some point. It's not there anymore, which is kind of sad because I would love to have a spare around if I ever needed one, but I don't anymore, apparently. That's not great. Oh no, it is. It just fell out and it's just in the bottom of this bag. Cool. So there's the little extender. I keep finding things in the bottom of the bag. For example, you remember how I complained that I lost my multi-tool? Here's my multi-tool. This is a SOG Power Assist, specifically bought because the Power Assist has, rather than just opening straight, it has teeth here and some gearing to make that a stronger grip. It has a couple of issues. I have to open it up in order to get to the accessories, which is kind of annoying. And the locks for the knives can sometimes be a bit annoying. And also, but I got this again, actually about the time I got this, when I first started working at my home base. And it's served me well since, but I haven't even bothered to have my blade sharpened or any of that. I should probably do that. But that is the multi-tool, my multi-tool of choice is the SOG. And then last in my bag, is a very long charging cable that I need to find a shorter version of. This is a USB-A to, it goes to micro B, mini B, whatever the normal standard is that's on phones, but it also has adapters to go to USB-C or to Lightning, so it's kind of helpful and handy to have around. And then I have two power bricks, two batteries that I carry with me. And then the bag itself is actually kind of this silly thing. This is from BlizzCon, I don't remember what year, 2016, 2017, I think. And I didn't attend, but it was the first time that they did their remote ticket and that you could buy the stuff, and I did it specifically really for this bag. Which was silly, but I haven't found a bag since that I like the layout of the bag as much as I like this. I've got one main pocket with a little side pocket here where I like to store my computer, and then one front pocket with space for pens and such, and a little bit extra there, which is where I store my other electronic things. So I like the layout of the bag enough that I've kept using it since. The last things I want to talk about are on my person, and they are this headset right here. This is an LG something. Oh no, sorry, this one's the JBL version. No, LG and JBL working together, there we are, to create the LG stereo headset HBS-810, it looks like. But I love these things. I had a different type of pair that got broken, so I bought a new, slightly different version to replace it. Because I like having my Bluetooth headset around my neck all of the time, so that if anything is happening, I can just boop. If anyone's calling me specifically, I can just pop that right in, answer the call, and go. But also to listen to music, to listen to more podcasts for me, honestly, when I'm walking. And also, it's what I used this last week as my intercom. My previous vlog will have talked about Unity intercom and the pros and falls of that, but this was my Bluetooth headset connected to my phone. That is what I talked all weekend through to. So that is kind of the things I take with me every day. I have some jewelry, those aren't important. I have a watch and the fun ring that I like to wear, but doesn't actually mean anything. But that's all the stuff that I have, and then I plan to keep with me, getting rid of some things. Probably actually going to get rid of this as well, give that to someone else. Might swap out the gum and for a different flavor. I think this is probably expired as well. Best by January 2018. Yeah, time to upgrade that too. But that's going to end it for my everyday carry as it is, and now I have to put all the stuff back in the bag. But thanks to anyone who has been watching this. I hope you have a good one and enjoy future videos that I may or may not create.